Good afternoon again. Now listen to that crow, just saying goodnight to everybody. Well, he's saying something anyway. Brian here. Not that Brian, this Brian. I'm sure he's telling me off. I want to talk about ferns very briefly. We've talked about fruiting plants. I want to talk about ferns. Now, ferns in the Dandenong Ranges are everywhere. It's a rainforest. But in coming days, we're going to have a 38-degree day up here. And then that's going to be followed by 2 days in the 30s. So these ferns are going to need a little bit of support. I mean, they'll survive. But if you want to keep them healthy and not stressed, then it's a good idea to keep them well hydrated. Now, these ferns, when we got here, probably half the size. Tiny little things. We have some tree ferns in this place that are 30 feet tall. I kid you not. And the trick to it all is making sure they're hydrated. And what not a lot of people know about ferns is that they have a great root structure, but they also have not only underground roots, but roots all around the body of the fern. They're called arboreal roots. And what that means, if you see the fur on the fern, see that? Those will trap and drink water. And look at the way the fronds are structured. They're really clever. When you think about it, that whole thing is a funnel. That's all it is. It's designed to draw water in, bring it to the trunk, and then if you look at that trunk, all of those old fronds that have snapped off, all they do is they channel water straight down to the base. So if you're going to water a fern, you could water the ground around it, and I recommend you do. But it's also a good idea to water the actual, the crown of the fern, because then it gets the whole benefit. And I'm being stalked by a magpie. He hasn't come in close yet, but he will. He's very bold. So without further ado, let's have a look at what happens when I water this fern. I like to water up into the crown. Don't water the leaves so much. If it's a hot day, I can water the leaves, and it's a great way to cool them down. They love it. But it's not necessary now because it's only about 15 degrees out here. It's not that warm. So if I'm zooming in, what I'm going to do now is zoom in, and you'll see the way the water is moving down that trunk. It's not splashing, it's actually being directed to the base. Check this out. Looks like the sunset's going to give us a little treat tonight as well. Look at that water just cascading down there. I'll zoom in a little bit more. Now I'm going to water up the top. Just watch what happens. The water just flowing down the trunk, cascading down the trunk. See it all just flowing into the soil. And underneath that soil, the roots fan out. So that water can't actually go anywhere unless it goes through that root structure. So instead of just putting it down into the soil where other plants will compete with it, it has a big drink before that water even gets there, and then its root structure fans out like a reverse funnel to capture it. They're so clever. If you're going to water a fern, this is probably the best way to do it. The whole thing, and yeah, a little bit round the base, but the whole trunk of the fern. Very cathartic, very relaxing. Back to work tomorrow. It's been a blissful few days holiday. Back to work. Not that it's a hardship. I really enjoy where I work, by the way. Bit lucky like that. Thanks for stopping by my stream, rather video. I do live stream a little bit as well, so keep your eyes out for that. But yeah, thanks for stopping by my video. If you enjoy my banter or my posts, by all means, subscribe. I post about bees, gardening, sunsets, wild animals, you know, cool stuff. Thanks and have a great night. Bye.